Let's be honest. When someone mentions the word therapy, most people picture a couch, a box of tissues, and an awkward conversation about feelings. Now imagine telling a teen they need therapy. They'll probably respond with, "I'm fine," while eating Takis for breakfast, running on about 3 hours of sleep, and scrolling TikTok. Yeah, we're totally thriving. But the truth is, most of us do need therapy. And it doesn't come in a room with lo-fi music and essential oils. It happens on a court, a field, a track, with blood, sweat, and tears, smelling like the inside of a gym bag, and surrounded with the sound of teammates cheering for you. Today, I am here to talk about why sports is the best therapy for teens. Being a teen can be very stressful. It's like having 50 different tabs in your head open and not knowing which one is playing random music. One sample Thursday, for example, I was up until almost 2 o'clock in the morning doing homework assignments, which I thought would only take me until 11:30. So it was no surprise when I woke up, my alarm sounded like an air raid. And then I walked out of the house, half asleep, and then suddenly my phone starts buzzing. It's two friends arguing in the group chat. I quickly mute my phone, but this distracts me. When I finally make it to school, I'm greeted by a pop quiz, for which I forgot my calculator. And then I make it to lunch, for which I realize I missed 3 club meetings the night before. And then I finally make it to the end of school when my sister texts me for help with her science project. By 3 p.m., I'm so exhausted with so many tabs open in my head that I still can't figure out which one is playing random music. Add a splash of hormones to that mix, and suddenly I'm yelling at someone who was just asking how my day was. It's like carrying a phone with 2% battery with all the apps still running. It'll still run, of course, but it'll overheat, it'll become laggy, and it'll eventually shut down. As teens, we're told, go outside, get some exercise, you need to calm down, you need to rest. But no one hands us a charger for our brains. We have to charge them ourselves. Deep down, we know we always need something, but we don't always know what. I joined football because, honestly, the idea of tackling people legally sounded like a lot of fun. But what I didn't expect was football will finally become the place where I got eternal peace. One Friday night, for example, I had 3 tests the day before, and my mind was already so exhausted from thinking about what could have possibly happened. And then all my friends started fighting with me in the group chat the night before. So there were so many things happening in my head. And then I put on my helmet. As soon as I put on my helmet, all of that stress went away. I couldn't hear anything besides my feet striking the turf, me catching a ball, and me making tackles. It was like I was in a whole different world. That brings me calm and focus that teens always need. Football gave me structure and purpose, and every practice has become a recipe for peace. And then I joined track. I know running in circles didn't sound exciting. Well, it gave me something that nothing else in my life could have given me. Consistency and stability. The lanes didn't lie. The stopwatch didn't lie either. If I put in the work, it showed. If I didn't put in the work, my legs showed me. And through track, I found a second family that's always here for me. Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, it didn't matter. We were all a second family. And the older runners didn't treat us rookies like baggage. They helped us. They were always here for us. Even after they graduated, they still helped me and give me advice through the college application process, track advice, you name it. They helped me. And that bond will never end. It's something I'll cherish forever. Track taught me that discipline equals freedom. Sports didn't just fill my afternoons. They gave me 4 life-changing gifts that changed who I am as a person. Sports got me off my screen into real life. Before I found football and track, it was so easy for me to fall into the black hole of my phone. One notification led to an endless amount of scrolling. One meme led to terrible sleep. But sports made me unplug, literally. You can't scroll while sprinting. You can't like posts while tackling people. And sports made me, instead of blue light and endless scrolling, I got the sun shining on my face, the smell of green grass, and the sound of my teammates cheering for me. Turns out, fun on a field or a track beats secondhand fun on a phone every single day. Sports also made me respect sleep and food. Before I found football and track, I thought that energy drinks and leftover pizza was fuel. And then came practice. I puked halfway through, which made me realize bad fuel equals bad performance. And sleep, it's not just laziness, it's recovery. Skip it and you feel it the next day. Foggy brain, no power. Now I safeguard the 2 of them like it's game day. And I choose meals not for taste, but for fuel, to fuel my performance. Being a teen can feel like you have rocket fuel in your head with no GPS. You're angry, restless, quick to snap, but full of energy. Sports gave all of that rocket fuel a destination. Practice at 4, go sprint, run some routes, go tackle someone. And by the time you're home, you're too tired to argue with your mom about what's for dinner. Sports turned raw emotion into momentum and taught me that movement can be medicine. Once you get to high school, everything in your life changes. Your grades, your relationships, sometimes even your voice. But practice always stayed. Coaches didn't ghost me. My teammates were here for me even when life got messy. Whether it was a win, congratulating someone after a good race, consoling someone after a bad one, I felt something that can only be described as family. It wasn't about matching last names. It was about being there for each other, practice after practice, day after day. That's a rare kind of stability that us teens need when everything else in our life is falling apart. Sports gave me focus, discipline, and a community that will always be here for me and still shapes who I am. Those gifts didn't just make me a better athlete. They made me a healthier, calmer, and more grounded person. And here's the thing about sports. You can start whenever you want. Whether you're 6 or 60, your field is waiting for you. It doesn't take the fanciest body, the fanciest gear. All it takes is a pair of shoes and the willingness to make yourself better. The field doesn't care about how many birthdays you've had. It cares about the effort you put in. Research has showed that sports can help Research shows that teens who play sports have lower rates of depression and anxiety. All of these skills without a single session of therapy. Research shows teens who play sports have lower rates of anxiety and depression amongst all teens. Sports teach resilience, discipline, and perseverance, all without a single counseling session. I'll never forget this one practice during last season. It was a very cloudy evening, which soon turned to rain.